thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Yes. So
one last thing. What we can do is, if you have any questions, please put them in the question box, and I'll see that Scott or Doug get a chance to respond to your question. Okay, it's all yours, Scott.
All right. So just as a little bit of a preamble, we are a CPA business coach. It is a partnership between myself and Paul here, who you see, as well as Doug Hoffman, who has had a very successful firm himself. And what we do is we help CPA firms become more successful. And one of the things we'd like to talk to you about today is what we consider to be the future of accounting firms, and that is the offering of not just tax advising and compliance services, but rather business advisory services. If you look at what's happening on the landscape, accounting firms are not just evolving, they're having to evolve to meet the changing needs of businesses. Business owners, in particular, are looking for something besides mere compliance. And when I say mere compliance, is, as you know, that's becoming more and more of a commoditized service, and it's driving prices down, it's driving hourly rates down, it's definitely driving effective hourly rates much lower than what I'm sure you all want them to be. And you know, it's really moving from this idea of traditional bookkeeping and tax preparation services to being more of a strategic partner in your clients' businesses. You are already a trusted advisor. You have the numbers, a lot of the numbers, some of the other folks they work with, consultants, coaches, other types of advisors that have their ear when you could be working with them in that capacity and earning the higher fees that are associated with it. And I'll talk more about that in a second. And it's really becoming, if you know, everything you read in, you know, the trade presses like, you know, Accounting Today, it's been the topic for a number of years. But if you look at the number of firms who have really adopted a business advisory services model and included that as a major aspect of their firm, it's not as high as we believe it should be and needs to be in order for some firms to not just survive, but to thrive. And, you know, if you think about why that's the case is, you know, they're looking for you to go beyond those traditional accounting functions. They are not, you know, a lot of times, at least some of the clients that we've heard from, their clients, you know, get their P&Ls, get their balance sheets, and then don't even look at them. They don't know what they mean. A lot of the business owners are financially illiterate, and they're looking for the accounting firm, the accountant themselves, to help them truly understand it and to provide strategic insights, not just here's the numbers, but rather what stories do those numbers tell the business owner, and also offer them, you know, the idea of what it means from a financial planning standpoint and coaching them and consulting them to move forward. And it really is all about helping them make more informed decisions. It's not that they're looking to you to run their business, but they're looking for you as an accountant to help them make some more informed decisions and achieve their goals of growing revenue, in particular, increasing profit, definitely, but also in areas of cost reduction, margin improvement, and even the potential down the line of helping them create the type of firm that somebody else would want to purchase. Hey, Doug, I want to introduce everyone to Doug Hoffman.
Apologize, everybody, for being late. I ran into some construction on the way here. And traffic was slow.
No problem. So, you know, Doug, just chime in or take over a slide if you want. Let me know.
Okay. Well, you know, as the accounting industry evolves and artificial intelligence kicks in, clients are going to expect different things from us. And, you know, we should have been doing this all along, but now's a good time for a wake-up call to shift away from compliance services and get into value-added services that your clients really need. And if they don't get it from you, they're going to get it from somebody else. So take a look at and talk to your clients. What are they really looking for? They're looking for growth, profitability, and basically keep their business going and keep it going strong. They are not getting that type of service from somebody else. And if you start giving it to them, you're going to have a client for life. These type of value-added services, the clients really appreciate. On compliance services, they have to have that service done. So it's like going to the dentist. They don't appreciate it. And the lowest price is going to win in that category. But in value-added services, they're going to be glad to pay you. And they're going to be glad to pay you what you're worth.
So if you look at what Doug's talking about in terms of what is value-added services, one, business advisory services are providing, an ROI. It's, they don't view compliance work as having a return on that monetary investment that they're making with you. Value-added services provide a certain level of expertise that you already have in terms of financial analysis, budgeting, forecasting, in addition to growth strategies, which you may not have that may not be your strength currently, but can be very easily trained and obtained quite easily in a relatively short time period. And then, you'd also have the ability currently to help them identify opportunities for cost reduction, revenue enhancement, risk mitigation. Those are things that you really either can do right now or, again, very easily trainable to help you obtain the skills necessary to provide those types of value-added services. I want to emphasize something Doug just said, though, and that is these value-added services are being performed by other people right now. A lot of the businesses that you have as clients currently or could be working with are working with somebody else who's paying them a much higher hourly rate than they're paying you. Why are they doing that? Because one, you're not offering it, and two, they see that expenditure as helping them increase their revenue and profit or create some sustainability or salability, and are willing to pay a higher price for that, quite frankly. So,
absolutely. And they may also have somebody internally doing that, Scott. And, it's a great opportunity if that internal person isn't doing the job properly, or they happen to leave. It's an excellent entry door opener for you to get in there and do it. And you probably can do it, even though you charge high hourly fees, you probably could do it quicker and better than the person that was in there, and for less money than they were paying in salary and benefits for that person. So keep an eye out for that. That's a good way to get into the door. Technology and automation, I alluded to that in the other slide that I was talking about. That's going to transform the entire accounting industry and everything that you do for your clients. As artificial intelligence develops, and it's going to develop really rapidly in the next 3 to 5 years, that could take away your bookkeeping services. It could take away your tax services. And, that's probably the bulk of your business right now is in compliance services. As time goes on, even auditing services are going to be replaced by artificial intelligence. And you say, no, that's not impossible. Yeah, there will still be human interaction in it, but it's going to be more of a supervisory nature and management nature rather than work papers and the grunt audit work that you do now. So again, business advisory services can leverage that technology as either on the compliance basis or on the, as Scott mentioned in the previous slides, your business advisory services, budgeting, forecasting, analyzing the financial results, comparing them to industry average, et cetera, et cetera. So that's going to help in the decision making, and it's going to make you look important to the client and add value.
I saw some data the other day, Doug, maybe you can either confirm it or not, that the average client is staying with firms for a relatively short time. It's like 3 years, and then they, try to find another accounting firm that may charge a little bit less for the compliance services because they really don't value it and view it again as a commodity. But business advisory services foster a much stronger client relationship. Clients tend to stay for many years because they see the ROI attached to working with the firm in a different capacity than the compliance. As I said, you become more of a trusted partner in the business, and they come to you for more serious conversations about their business. And that's partly because you've developed a better understanding of that business in the process of becoming more of a business advisor than an accountant. This ability to provide them with proactive advice and strategic guidance because of the information that you're able to work with them to obtain about their business that goes beyond just looking at the balance sheet and the P&L, can be quite helpful for them to have some asset like you to help them understand those numbers, and then to help them then manipulate and leverage those numbers or increase, pull and push whatever needs to be done in order to grow revenue and increase profit.
Absolutely, Scott. It's simple economics. In compliance services, it's costing the client money. You may get them tax savings and tax planning advice, but that's part of advisory services, not compliance services. But look at it from your point of view. Would you rather pay somebody to do something you have to do, or would you rather have advice and value added services that puts more money in your pocket, and instead of costing you money, it's making you money? So, one of the things I tell my clients is that, you can decide how much money you want to make by how much you want to engage me in helping you grow your business, make it more profitable, and help you with solving the challenges and opportunities that you have in front of you. So, that's a new source of revenue for accounting firms, and it's going to be a higher effective billing rate than you're presently making in your compliance services.
Let me just weigh in here on this. There's, we have some clients where their business advisory services rates are ranging somewhere between $450 to close to $2,000 an hour. Because again, in the advisory area, they're not doing the work. They're purely an advisor. The client is doing the work.
Yeah, absolutely. And even if it's only $200 to $400 an hour, the clients, as I said before, are going to gladly pay for it because they see that you're making money for them. If you tried to charge $200 to $400 an hour for auditing services or tax services, they're not going to stick with you very long, and they're going to go price shop. And there's a lot of people out there that are trying to get clients on a lower price, but that's a downward spiral to working yourself more hours, getting less money, and totally unhappy profession doing it that way. So Diversification of services is going to be sustainable growth for your accounting firm going forward. And compliance service is not going to be. As I said, that's a downward spiral.
So one, staying ahead of the competition, accounting firms are adopting this type of business advisory services as a competitive edge. It's one of the ways they can distinguish their firm from other firms. It becomes your position of market dominance so that you can attract more clients to both the general accounting firm as well as then the so-called division of the company or of the firm that's offering those advisory services. And then, it attracts clients who are quite frankly better clients. They're seeking more advice, more innovation, more strategic solutions, and they're in more of a growth mentality versus a scarcity mentality that some clients have that end up being the penny pinchers that drive down your rates and make you work longer for less. And that's just not a good business model.
Absolutely not. So what's the main barrier for accountants to be offering business advisory service? Right off the bat, what we hear is that, well, I'm not sure I can do it. I don't know if I have the training or the expertise. But, accountants are just like icebergs. 10% of what you do for the client what you do for your client is 10% of your knowledge base. You just have to look inside and see the experience that you have attained just by working with a variety of clients and the number of clients that you work with. But there's also training out there that can help you get more confident in offering these type of services, and professional development and CPE is out there to help you. But you have to make the time to train for that. You have to make the financial investment to do it. So if you get into training programs for partners, managers, even the employees, you can develop those skills as you go. You don't have to wait until you have them in place. As Scott pointed out in previous slides, some of those skills you have right now. You can analyze financial statements. You can help them with the budgeting. You can help them with their internal bookkeeping and processing of that. You can help them set up dashboards. You have the knowledges to do that. You can give them those tools that will help them manage their business better, just by what you're doing now, and getting away from just doing compliance services to implementing things that help them internally manage their business. What I tell my clients a lot is that, try driving your car and covering up the dashboard. It's pretty scary what you're missing if you don't have that dashboard in your car as you're driving down the road. Well, there's a lot of your clients out there right now driving their business without a dashboard. They have no idea of what's going on. They have no idea of their key performance indicators that they should be watching on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. It's too late at the end of the year when you do the financial statements or the tax return to tell the client you're losing money and you need to do this, that, and this. They need to know daily if something's going wrong, and they need to tweak those spigots so that they can increase the profitability of their company on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, not yearly. It's too late to give a report that's a year late. They've already have had too much water go over that dam, and it's all lost the minute it goes over the dam. So
Doug, I'll emphasize the last point with the typo there. Firms must highlight the the right person. Sometimes it's not you. Maybe you're not the right person within your firm to be that business. Maybe you don't have the desire, the inclination, but there might be somebody else within the firm, a partner, somebody else who has the inclination and wants to do that type of work, who can be trained to do that and then be your in-house business advisor.
Yeah, or hire special people, and they may not be accountants. They may be bankers or financial planners that do not know how to do audits or tax returns, but these people know how to manage businesses. An HR person, that is something that's sellable for an accounting firm. How many of your clients have employee manuals that comply with all the government regulations, and those are just examples of where you can find extra services, and you might have to hire the right person to go out and do those type of services.
And think about during the summer what it would be like to offer seminars and workshops to your business owner clients, and translate those workshops into one-on-one engagements.
Mm-hmm.
And open it up not only to your clients, but other businesses in the community, who then that becomes part of your marketing and prospecting for new firm clients, both in terms of business advisory services, but then those business advisory clients can be transitioned into accounting clients in reverse order. So again, it can become a clear competitive advantage, a clear differentiator for the firm, and a clear way of obtaining better, higher paying clients.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Scott.
So again, not to belabor the point, but it really is the future of accounting and accounting firms. I think there's, I don't think there's an argument to be made that, compliance services are the future of accounting. So I think that it behooves you to investigate this further. It addresses the evolving needs of clients, provides value-added solutions that people are willing to pay more. It's, when you're able to show an ROI attached to working with you, the amount of money people are willing to pay for the growth that comes with that, the effective hourly rate that you end up earning versus traditional compliance work is significantly higher. So therefore, the idea of, even if you want to work the same number of hours, you can work the same number of hours and earn more, or you can, work fewer hours and maybe earn the same and have a life. So that's up to you and how you want to run your firm. Doug, any comments on that?
Yeah, Scott, you and I and Paul see it all the time, is that as we work with accounting firms and give them training in this area, one of the things that we get as pushback is, I don't have time to do this. Well, look at, there's ways to make time to do this. Look at your client base and think about the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule. In our firm, 20% of our client base makes up 80% of our revenue. So look at the 80% that makes up the 20% of your revenues and decide, are they profitable? If they aren't, maybe you should spin off that 20% and then free yourself up to do business advisory services. As Scott said, that's going to make you work less and make more money and be more profitable. So don't use, I don't have the time for this. And don't keep your head buried in compliance work, because you'll never have time to do this. And if you want to keep clients for life, think of business advisory services rather than people trying to underprice you all the time. That's conclusion.
So to put a bow on this is what we do, folks. At CPA Business Coach, we offer a complete training and coaching program around adding business advisory services. It's not just theoretical. It teaches you how to offer the service and how to deliver the service with tools, training, and support that makes it really a quite easy transition for accountants to make into this business advisory services. Because as Doug noted, and I noted earlier, there's only two reasons not to do this. One is you feel like you don't have enough time. Well, Doug just addressed a way in which to do that. And then the other is I don't have the skills to become a full-fledged business advisor. I know my lane. Well, your lane can expand. It can go from a 2-lane highway to a 4-lane highway. The ability to help you do that. If you're interested in just exploring it, no obligation, just exploring it. Here's a email address for you to reach out to us at info@cpabusinesscoach.com. Please do so. We'll arrange for a time to speak with us, and we can just explore whether or not it makes sense for you and you for us.
Absolutely.
There we go.
We're
Just right on schedule. We do have about a minute left, so if there are any questions, if you want to drop one in the question and answer box, pull one up. We'll hold on here for another minute. But we are masters of time, the three of us, so we promised to be half an hour. We're not going to go past.
I think you owe it to yourselves to at least explore what this would look like for you and your firm.
And we want to
Okay.
thank you for taking the time to join us today.
We appreciate it.
Okay.
Well, okay, Scott, Doug, thank you ever so much for this informative presentation and helping open the minds of accountants on how they can best serve their clients.
Absolutely. Everybody
Thank you
have a
all.
great day and a good year.
All right.
All right. Take care. Bye.